To those that dare enter, listen to this tale. A game with wonder and mysteries and tales, but be aware of something prevalent. Many have deluded themselves with these so-called accidents, excuses, reasons. Now did he? But pay no heed, as there is no such thing as building pity. A behemoth, a multi-billion giant, you have to admit, towering over all others, the highest grossing gacha game, Genshin Impact. You've probably heard of it. Multiple feelings evoked when heard of its name. Joy, anger, disgust, a mixed bag. Today I will collate it, wrap most of it into some kind of package. Bear in mind that this is no critique, no good analysis to be found here. I seem to constantly be in a state of stupid. Don't let me fool you. More qualified individuals such as this man, stabbing so vehemently, filled with knowledge and cooler words. Take this instead as my adventure, as I have a lot of experience. So let us begin the groundbreaking idea of a discussion around Genshin. Setting out in the adventure, the beginning, so to speak. Starring Lumine or Ether, who unfortunately is meek. Speaking lines is a commodity, rarely received, yet there is no reason. You can only grieve. A companion, a floating baby. We are joined by a creature with a voice so beguiling. Octave by octave throughout the story, it seems to be increasing. Particularly in English, a stark contrast it seems to be.
These creatures don't seem like the type to set up camp so close to cities like this. Time to pull out all the stops! Show everyone why you're the best!
It also looks to be impaired, with vision, very selective it
Your
seems.
bad attitude will be the last thing on his mind when he's busy.
Oops, probably an honest mistake. Obligatory food joke, I hope you are prepared with how frequently it is used. Despair. Seriously, even Ito said the joke. A combat system that is straightforward, rock paper scissors-esque, rudimentary, Dendro, still missing in action for what seems to be an eternity. Oh, thanks for making this video dated already. Electro, the weakest of the bunch, but filled with strong women. And Razor, perpetually reminding you it has only one useful reaction. Geo and Animo, imagine the possibilities. Oh, only one. Hydro and Cryo, it would be unwise to bring Barbara to Dragonspine. Dare to face the consequences, ironic as it be. The healer causing your death. And Pyro, the pains it were to light up monuments most definitely. Being limited to Amber in the beginning, the worst feeling. Ugh. On to one of the core parts of the game, wishing characters, the gacha, if you will. A huge roster at your disposal, all at your fingertips. Just spend thousands of dollars, each with their unique playstyles, but who cares, we got them for their appearances. The zombies, an army of overworked women, and child, there is bound to be one for you. Nevertheless, breathtaking visuals ensue. Wow, and all this for free, and all that hullabaloo. Exploring different nations, Mondstadt, Liyue, and Inazuma. Unique terrain, not so unique NPCs, each with their own visual styles. Rocks, more rocks, and purple. A box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. There's the high quality ones, it melts in your mouth. An abandoned mine in Liyue, filled with miasmas. The chasm, eerie. Or the stinky doo-doo kind, Tatarasuna. Nobody likes this one. Impossible! Getting back on the NPCs. Each with their own thoughts, none with their own model. And you know what they say in Genshin? Tell, never show. As they seem to have a library in tow. Words, 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 blah blah blah. Dialogue so cumbersome, bombarding us with no real weight. A skip button is all we need. We don't need to listen to all this junk. For I will murder all the ducks if we meet again in a commission to me. Anyways, interesting enemies, Goliaths to face, bosses that keeps you on your toes, jaw-dropping and chaotic situations to be seen. Well, for the first time, For the 100th, it's another weekly reset, but a certain one I would like to harass. Mago Kenki, the worst designed creature. Invincibility frames for no apparent reason. Teleports randomly, ults, wasted constantly, and why does it do so much damage? All my Abyss runs, well, most of my Abyss runs, some of my Abyss runs I guess, all ruined by this fiend. Deep lore to be found, wonder and mysteries galore. The Cataclysm, what happened 500 years ago? All this talk about time and eternity, all probably intriguing. And Enkanomiya, what happened down in the abyss below? Blah blah blah. Celestia bad, I think. It's time to explore. So many stuff to do in the Great Plateau. Wait, wrong game. Exploration chests everywhere. Oh, what to do? Any menial task can still reward you. Achievements for everything, even simply dying. Huh, I can do that. A fun challenge for completionists such as I. Almost 600 in the bag. Let's see what's left. Fishing? Farming? Seems simple enough. Oh. Well, screw you, game. This doesn't look fun at all. I admit, it's not a perfect game. Flaws and all, and we still embrace it. But after reaching a certain stage, we are faced with monotony and a bait was placed. Fish we all are, easily reeled in, pulled by the promise of an open world, beautiful visuals, stunning sights. But beyond all that, something hideous at its core. Gacha rates so abysmal, there is no reaching a bottom. Their bellies unsatiated, a predatory business model, with whites shining knights always at the ready, to protect someone that has taken something from them, far too plenty. Their time, sunken with all it were to be, something else more fun. But instead, a 9-to-5 job. A love-hate relationship, it tends to be that way. A bore most of the time, simply nothingness. Occasional bursts of greatness, in small doses. To put up with mediocrity, eventually will take its toll. Hours on end to do all of this. For what goal? And artifact farming, a whole can of worms. Too many to unpack. But I will leave this message. With me personally, the king of defense. 2 months of farming with nothing to show. So I must say, why do we shite? With all that said, I still can't deny it. I still had fun. Stockholm Syndrome much. The time spent discovering the world. So immersed I was. Simply having fun. With friends, even with lack of good multiplayer functionality. Some though stricken with a 31-day curse. Even with darkness enshrouding itself, there is still a light. Passion and love is still present, that much is certain. Many strengths, it can't be ignored nor neglected. And with a particular subject that I adore the most. The music! Oh, the score! Amazing work done by a talented team. Music is something indispensable to the video game experience. Setting the tone, the mood of any given situation, it must be done right. And they have delivered and created something magical. Different melodies, different instruments, different genres, an ensemble of unique styles experienced by a Genshin player, orchestras, Asian or Western instruments, trap music, any of which that they so please to choose. So diverse, from the intense heat of battle with La Signora to the somber music of Dawn Winery. There are so many pieces of music to listen to, the favorite being the Midsummer Islands OST, personally. And it seems they are also returning, or have returned, or did return. Depends on when you're watching this. Say what you will about all the negatives, but get your music slaps, like come on. Everything has been done, dusted, finished. Quests, hangouts, all completed. All that's left, the abyss and artifact grind. It has been wrung dry, nothing left in the well. A barren wasteland, only watered and tended to every few months, then left again to rot. Gotta min-max everything or it's gonna be a waste of resources. So at this time I'll wake up, do the dailies, use my resin, okay, and the like. When one feels that way, it is very draining, keeping players on their toes with limited events and dailies, challenging us to still retain the joy we had when we first dipped our toes in this game, with one singular value that has been tested throughout this journey. Patience, patience, and a lot of patience is what we needed. In hindsight, there are a lot more games we could play. No contract says that we need to play this all day. Realize that Primo Gems are temporary. For getting something guaranteed, 29,000 is actually needed. Is it truly worth it then, to satiate your greed? But I won't tell you to have self-control. A game should not require that. But a word of advice, there are plenty more things to enjoy. Nevertheless, in this journey that I started, road bumps to be had for sure, but the magic that filled this game when I first started is something I hope that will never fade away. Thanks for reaching the end of this video. If you were entertained as this guy rambled to himself his woes on a gacha game, I would just like to say once again, thank you. This has been Disay. I hope you enjoyed your stay.